my gosh, we're back. We're live again. It's been a while, like a couple weeks, but we're here, and we're going to be talking about this. Let's pop this up here. This collaboration that we made here with um, Sorry, I just muted everyone because somebody's echoing. I think it's Gene this time. Hang on, I'm testing it. Nope, maybe not. Anyway, it happens, but we're talking about this collaboration that NJCB that we made with Highrail Brewing. So we're gonna bring everyone back to the screen here and hide a few things. There we go. So hey, for those that missed out on who I am, Mike from NJCB here. It's a lovely Monday evening, and we are talking about this collab, this sour Thanksgiving inspired delicious beer that Bryan is drinking currently. So don't tell anyone it's not going to be out till Wednesday, but you know, the brewers can sample, right? So, but yeah, the beer is the important thing. But before we even talk about that, I'm going to give you guys this little ticker tape here so you can see what we're talking about. And hopefully you are able to go and grab a ticket if you haven't already. So that said, we made a beer. One day I reached out to the guys at Highrail and I'm like, hey, do you think we should make a fun little beer for Thanksgiving? A real small batch of something. And Craig wrote back right away, and Craig's going to introduce himself and say hi. And he was like, yeah, let's do this. And so, Craig, before we even go into that, why don't you tell everyone who you are, and we'll pass it on from you to Bryan and go from there.
Yeah, sure. Thanks. How you doing, everybody? So I'm Craig. I'm the owner of a Highrail Brewing company. So those that don't know about the brewery, we're in Highbridge, New Jersey. We're a small brewery. We've got 2.5 barrel system, and we've got a small tap room here as well. Holds about 50 people. We're a Main Street style brewery. When we kind of put the idea together to open a brewery, we always wanted to be in a close knit community. So we're on a main street that's got some pretty cool little shops. Really close to mountain biking trails, hiking trails. So we got a lot of active people that come in. And we got some pretty cool restaurants here as well. So it's a nice little community, cool little place to have a brewery. Get a lot of people wandering by, just wanted to pick up a beer, heading to the trail. So yeah, we've got a nice little thing going here in a very cool little town.
Oh my God, I muted myself. That's great. That's awesome. Yes, it is a great place to hang out. Small little tap room with limited amount of seats, which brings us to our beer itself, which, I went to go see Bryan. This is Bryan, and we're going to talk to him now. This is Bryan. I stopped in and I was like, hey, what do you think about this collab idea? And Craig and I were going back and forth, and we had no ideas, and we were just kind of emailing back and forth and discussing it. I was like, I don't know, why don't we do something with, I don't know, West Coast IPA? And then it turned into something else, and it turned into something else. And then I don't know what happened, but maybe Gene, who's over here, said something like, Gene from NJCB with me. He said, oh, what about something that comes out around Thanksgiving? And I'm like, oh. And then Bryan and I were talking, and something came up, and I talked about something, and we were sitting there, and all of a sudden we both had this epiphany of like, I don't know, cranberry, I don't know, rhubarb, cranberry, purple, red, orange, green, something that's Thanksgiving-ish. So then there we go. And we came up with this idea for a tart and, I don't know, sour little funky thing. So tell people what you decided to brew, Bryan.
So this is basically a kettle sour with a ton of cranberry in it. It's just a really simple, easy drinking recipe. It does have a little bit of lactose in it to kind of thicken it up, but the overall beer is super basic. Great acidity to it, great sourness, and a ton of fruit flavor.
which ties into the name Tart and Thankful, coming out on Wednesday for NJCB members at the party, at the release for it. It will be what's it clocking in at the ABV? I forgot exactly what it around.
4.6.
Perfect. Yeah. So super sessionable, drinkable. It's going to be a good time. You know, the goal was to make something that we really could really just kind of have fun with and be excited about drinking for the holiday season, and you know, just ahead of, you know, in general. And then we're like, well, how do we get people to drink this? Because with, you know, a smaller 2.5 barrel system, and you know, 2.5 barrels of beer could go in like a night, depending on what it is, right? And how many people are there. So we're like, hey, let's do this whole big release party. So guys, if you haven't secured your tickets already, I'm going to throw this back up here. It's this Wednesday from 7 to 9. Go to the NJCB store. It was emailed out today again, but go to the store, and TNT Release is the URL. You can see it there. It's going to scroll through a few times. We're down to a few more spaces left. If you can't make it on Wednesday, you can come back afterwards and try to buy some to go and drink it on tap on Thursday and into the weekend, as long as it lasts. But it will be available specifically for NJCB members on Wednesday. Fun fact: if you need to bring your friend or whoever with you, it's okay. Sign them up. We got a couple of spaces available for you guys to come do it. Gene and I will be there. We'll be hanging out. We'll be drinking some beers. I'm excited about that IPA you just made, Bryan. Someone was talking about it on the NJCB members Facebook group, and it seems like it's something that I should drink before I drink Tart and Thankful. But you know,
Before and after preferred.
I mean, either one or both. But you know, there's definitely great beers coming out of the brewery. If you haven't been to Highbridge, you guys are missing out on a cute little town with a bunch of stuff like Craig talked about. It's really cool. It's a really cool space to hang out, near a couple other places too. So other breweries and other places that are nearby. So put it on your list, and hopefully you guys will come on out. Yeah, we lost Gene, but I think he's back. Hang on. There he is. It happens.
Clicked on something I shouldn't have.
Oh, story of your life, huh? But yeah, I'm pretty excited for this, you know, for this release, and I'm really happy that you guys were able to do this with us. It's really cool. It was a good time. Yeah. What else do you guys have coming down the line after this?
We've got a couple of things coming up where we just obviously did our Oktoberfest and pumpkin, but we're kind of getting into the darker ales now. We got a brown ale coming out that we've done a couple of times. Cool thing is, for my day job, I've got a person that works with me that is a beekeeper, and she's always providing us with the honey. So we try to get some locally sourced things for our beers, and we always put in Lucy's honey into our brown ale. So that's coming up soon. We just did this past week our kind of flagship New England IPA called Trails. We'll get that going and on tap in a couple of weeks and in cans. So that's coming up in the lineup. And then we're kind of circling back to some old favorites that we did early on when we first opened. Some pretty cool stuff. An IPA, Bitten by Misfits, coming up. It's another one we're doing, Bryan.
Powers Out coming soon.
Yeah.
We're playing with a couple of new seltzer flavors.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Trails. Yeah, that was great. I remember having that a couple months. I think I picked it up mid-COVID.
Yeah.
When no one can go inside the brewery. When I had to
standing by the door.
meet you at the front door.
Good times.
I'm glad that's over. Now we can have 50 of us hanging out drinking the beer on Wednesday. So you know, that said, guys, get your tickets while they last if you can't make it. And tickets are free for those that are following along. There's no charge for the tickets. There's just so we can get you on the list and make sure you guys can come in due to the limited space. So please come out. I know there'll be a few brewery people hanging out, not just, for some other breweries that are nearby and whatnot. Some of those guys and girls from the different breweries are swinging by too. So it should be a good time to mingle with the some industry people, hang out, try some beers, and have a good time. And for those that didn't see the countless amount of emails, don't forget Monday, NJCB members, their subscriptions renew and all that kind of good stuff. So we're getting ready for the new year, and we're super thankful for having you guys host this latest exclusive collab for NJCB members to get a sneak peek before everybody else. So please, guys, take advantage of it, and we'll see you on Wednesday. Before we go, you guys know how to find me, but how do you find Highrail? Tell us, guys, where we can locate you.
Find us online, Highrail Brewing Company, Facebook and Instagram as well.
And physically at
20 Main Street in Highbridge, New Jersey.
Perfect. We'll see you guys there. One last time. Here's the ticker, guys. Grab your stuff, and I should be there around 7. Come say hi. I got some stickers and stuff for the big stickers, not the small stickers, the big stickers. So make sure you guys get there. We'll see you all there on Thursday. Wednesday.
Thank
Thursday.
you, guys. Appreciate
Wednesday. All right.
You can come Thursday too, but come Wednesday first. All right, everyone. Thanks and have a good night.
Thanks, guys.